Hello and welcome back to the Villa View for a Q&A session with me, Matt Lynch. Well, we haven't really reacted yet as much to the Reading game, but we decided to answer some of your questions, get them in on Twitter at the Villa View _ on our Facebook page as well, and of course on the YouTube comments section down by the side of you right now, as you can see my beautiful face as well. So let's get into it with the first question that we do have in, and that's going to be from Brad AVS, who says, do you expect Aston Villa to have the confidence to win both Fulham and Birmingham games after the 2-1 victory at Reading? I think Fulham's an interesting one. Apparently, they haven't actually lost away from home this season, which is an interesting concept in itself. But Fulham are a bit up and down this season. They've been winning games that you'd expect them to lose against teams towards the top end of the table. And they're losing games against teams down the bottom of the table. I don't know how you can class Villa as a bottom team. I don't know, because obviously we've had a poor start to the season. But in reality, on paper, we're a top side. So it'll be interesting to see what that one goes. I think as for the Blues game, form goes out the window, as it always would do when it's a game between your two rivals. So it's important for that one that we are fresh for that, and I think that it'd be important as well for that one, to the sense that it will be literally a cup final, and everything goes out the window for that game, I think, Brad. And we'll just be able to see then what's going on with that. I must say as well that connection may drop a bit because I'm at uni, as you can probably see behind me, and the internet is pretty diabolical, but we'll roll with it and we'll see how it goes. Next question is from Ollie Rhodes, who said, who will be top goal scorer? For me, that one is going to be Jonathan Codger. I don't think anyone's going to be able to match him this season for goals. He's already picked up a fair few goals already this season, just for like clinical finishing, penalties and whatever else. I think he will be our top goal scorer this season, Ollie. We decided to answer some of your questions, get them in on standard performance against Reading and your personal lineup against Fulham. Well, I'll be honest, I wasn't at Reading, couldn't get down there because I couldn't get back up to Nottingham in time. But from what I've heard, Gary Gardner had a good game. I heard that Jordan Ayew, when he came on, had a really good game. Jonathan Codger's always putting in a good shift as well. I think that's really important. As for Fulham, I think the only change I'd make is I'd drop Rudy Gestede. I think the reason behind that is I bring Jordan Ayew and we've got more pace up top. I think a 4-5-1 in the system that Jordan Ayew is sitting behind Jonathan Codger, who's the front man, playing 4-5-1, but with an attacking midfielder. I think that works quite well with a dome on one side, a midfield three of Jedinak, Gardner and Westwood works quite strongly, and on the left hand side of Doma, right hand side, hang on, that's 5, yeah, can't count, and then Ayew on the other side, and then we've also got Jonathan Codger obviously up front on his own, with the support obviously of numerous players there that we've got. Do you think that well, apparently Brad said it keeps stopping for him, don't know why that is, it's quite clear from me. Yeah, I think the framing's a bit dodgy at the moment. Hopefully that'll improve as we go on. If it doesn't, I do apologise. We'll have to get better internet somehow. Hopefully the next one I'll be at home for it, which might actually help. Do you think we can get some midfielders in January, either buying them or have them in on loan deal? Leah O'Brien, I do think so. I think that, sorry, Lee O'Brien, not Leah. I do think that we can get some players on loan. I think we definitely need 2 players in midfield, potentially get somebody in a free transfer from the Premier League, perhaps not a free transfer, but somebody on loan that might be getting the game time that he deserves at his playing side. I don't know, somebody from I don't know. I'd like to see us go for Harry Arter from Bournemouth. I think he's a really good player. Harry Arter is quite a difficult one to try and acquire, though. But I do think we could get someone like Harry Arter, and I think it'd be really helpful for our midfield. Definitely him. Looking at other players as well in the midfield area, I think we do need a few extra bodies in there, definitely. I don't quite know who. Perhaps we could get Ruben Loftus-Cheek on loan. I don't know how much game time he's actually getting at Chelsea. I haven't really noticed, but to get him on loan, he'd be really good as well. But then, in the same vein, I think we need to develop the likes of Jordan Lydon, who are a similar age as the likes of Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and I think that both of them are similar players as well. So it'd be interesting to see if we do go in for somebody. And of course, Steve Bruce has got his connections at Hull City, so maybe you never know, we might go for Tom Huddleston or someone like that. Or Jake Livermore even. That would be a good sign, I think, as well. Quite versatile as well. I think there's numerous players we'll be looking at into January, and it'd be really good to try and get a few extra bodies in. So I've got a question. So Louis Senham said on Twitter, opinions on Mili Jedinak and Tommy Elphick. Tommy Elphick's one that I think is a great character to have around the place, the same as Mili Jedinak. I think Mili Jedinak struggled so far this season. I think fans slated him on Saturday's game at Wolves, but they were forgetting that he got back from Australia on Friday. So he literally had no time. He had jet lag or whatever else. So he did struggle a little bit. And I think he struggled so far, but I think he will soon turn good, because he is a really good player to have around the team. As for Tommy Elphick, I think he's been okay this season at best. At times he's been really poor. The past few games he's been quite poor. James Chester's overshadowed him totally, and deservingly being captain as well. for obviously the Reading game the other day when Tommy Elphicke's been injured. I think that Tommy Elphick is another player that's great to have around the club, but I'm unsure if he's actually our best centre back. I think James Chester's our best centre back, and I think that Nathan Baker's probably second in fairness to him. So to start with those two, and I think Tommy Elphick's still a great player to have around the place. But despite that, yeah, I do rate both of them still. But I think that both of them have got to get kick start soon because they've struggled so far this season. Max Roberts has said about Hepburn Murphy as well as Tommy Elphick and all that. I think for Russian Hepburn Murphy, I've been calling it for a while. I think he deserves a go because if you're giving Gabby Bonglahor a go, then why aren't you giving Russian Hepburn Murphy a go? I think that you've got to try Hepburn Murphy over giving Gabby Bonglahor an extra chance because he doesn't deserve an extra chance at this club at all. So I think for me, it's got to be you're better off with trying somebody like Russian Hepburn Murphy and giving him a chance to play and show him what he can actually do for us because I think he could do something definitely good for us. I think he'd be really good for us. So give him a go. Just give him a go, I think, for God's sake. Just give him a go and see what he can do for us. We don't know what he can produce in the first team. He's been scoring goals for fun in the under-23s and whatever else. So I think it's time he got some game time as well, definitely. What do you think the score will be on Saturday? And what do you think of us getting Bruce, Jamie games? I think Steve Bruce, I called for his appointment as soon as Roberto Matteo was sacked, or we knew that he was going to be sacked. Yeah, I think he's a really good appointment for us. I'm really confident still this season. I've said it before, and I think I'm 90%, 98% still sure of it that we might still get the playoffs. I think we could still do it. We're only 6 points off the class even now. I think there's still plenty of ground for us to make up, but I do think he's the right man for the job, and I think he'd be really good for us. As for the score on Saturday, I think we'll win. I think it'd be 3-0 Villa. I'm quite confident. I think we'll have the confidence behind us. I think it'll go really well. I think it'll be really good for us. Yeah, Longman has said on Twitter about Brexit. I can't remember exactly what he said. Long-term impacts of Brexit. Well, I'll tell you when I played Football Manager 2017 and the impact it has on Aston Villa there. And then I'll tell you long-term impacts of Brexit because I like to stay out of politics. I'll stick to football. Next question is, why do people boo Ashley Westwood? I know this is something Dan touched on in the video we did the other day about what's going on at Aston Villa. And I think that it's really harsh on Westwood because we've all been really poor. We've been poor for a while. And he's just another player that he's struggled. I think that if you look back at Ashley Westwood when he was at Crewe Alexandra, I said that like a French accent then, but when you looked at him at Crewe Alexandra, he was really good for them in the position he played. He come to Villa and Paul Lambert ruined him. And he's not been the same player. Honestly, I know I'm the worst person saying this, but I always say don't judge a player based on YouTube. But honestly, if you look at Ashley Westwood from when he played at Crewe, he was a really good player. He's come to Villa and he's gone into a shell. He's been in the shell ever since, and he's not good anymore. But I do think he can be good for us again in the Championship. I think he'd be a vital player still for us. People are saying that Ross McCormack is overweight. I don't really know if he is. I just think he's quite a stocky build anyway. I know he's looked off the pace the past few games, but I think he will come good. I think I spoke to a Fulham fan when he signed for us, and they actually said that Ross McCormack in his first 10 games will do nothing for you. But then he'll start to come into the season, and he'll be really good for us. I'm still really hopeful that he can produce something for us because, let's face it, he is the top goal scorer in this league for the past 3 years in a row. He's got more goals than anyone else, so I can't see why he won't produce for us. Omar Jama has said, do you think we need a new left back because Ali Sissoko is terrible? Harry Winstone said Sissoko gives away penalties for days. I'm going to actually defend Ali Sissoko and say he's been really good this season. Bar the 2 penalties, he's been really good for us. I think it's a bit harsh to say we need a left back because Jordan Marvey can come in soon as well. I think he'll be fully fit very soon. He's looking close to the pace of the game that he should be at. I know he needs time to bed in, but I don't think he's that bad. I do think, though, that eventually it will be time for Jordan Marvey to come back in. And I wouldn't say that Sissoko is shocking. I think he can do us a job. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just laughing. My housemates are telling me my dinner's ready and getting cold. But I do think that in the case of midfield, we are lightweight. We're going to play on the counter-attack. I think that's the way Steve Bruce plays anyway. I think he plays the defensive system quite well. We'll soak up pressure. We'll go into games. We'll soak up pressure. and go from that and then counter well. I think we've got the players to counter as well. I don't think it's a bad system to play where we're counter attacking. So I personally think that it'll be fine. We'll be fine up to Christmas. If we can pick up some points on the way, then I think January is where we need to kick on. And if January can pick up some more midfielders, it'd be very helpful because we don't want to be playing on the counter attack because it won't always work. I don't think, to be honest, for us. What are your thoughts on Grealish and Adoma? I think they're really good. I think first of all, I think Jack Grealish is really unlucky in terms of his suspension because I think that him and Connor Cody could have both been sent off quite easily in that game. What happened, and then I don't know if Jack Grealish actually meant it. I know he's admitted it, but I don't think there was much malice as it could have been. I think Connor Cody should have been sent off as well. And it's just really annoying that in the case of Connor Cody that he was just booked, and that means he can't face any retrospective punishment. Else, I think they'd both be suspended right now, and not just Jack Grealish. I think it's quite harsh on him as an individual for that to be the way. People are saying it's stopping, but then apparently it's perfectly fine. Harry Winston said, "Bring Ginger Luke in as a third presenter." So I'm going to put it out there now. Ginger Luke is literally on the fan cams, and that's what he is. He's a great person to have around on the fan cams, and he's really good to have on there. But apart from that, I think Luke's quite happy with that as well as his role. Not even a role. He's just happy to come and speak to us about the Villa because he's that passionate about it. Just looking for more questions that are coming through. There's a fair few that come through. I'm just trying to track which ones are sort of covered and not covered. Who should play in defence? I think for that, the case of that, Smith said I'm on dial-up internet. I wish I was. Might be better than this. But I think for defence, it should be Jordan Marvey, James Chester, Nathan Baker, and at the moment, Alan Hutton. I think Leonard Bacuna is better off in midfield at the moment because our midfield is pretty poor. So I think he's better off being there as well. Yeah, I do think that would be the best back four for us. So we've got left back, got to be Jordan Marvey. Centre have got to be James Chester and Nathan Baker for me. James Chester captain the side, right back Alan Hutton for now. Because he actually had a decent game against Reading, apparently, apart from the fact he sort of gave up when Reading had the penalty and they equalised. Don't look back in anger from Gary Thomas. Do you think we should be playing that, yes or no? I think yes, because it gets the fans going, and I think anything that gets the fans going is good. Or not. It's a really good song. Although I do could have a lot of Birmingham-based bands that'd be quite good to have. Stream's gone. Yeah, it's gone. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's been really running fine recently. Don't look back in anger, as I was saying. I do think it's a good song to have because it gets the fans going. I think anything that gets the fans going, I think that's great to have. But I do think we should be looking at Birmingham-based bands as well, such as Black Sabbath, for example, and some of the absolute legends out there from Birmingham. Maybe even Ozzy Osbourne. Just get some proper Brummy legends in there. Not Noddy Holder, though, obviously, for obvious reasons. Or Jasper Carrott. Is it Jasper Carrott? Yeah. He's not a singer anyway, is he? No, I don't think he is. Let's just ignore me. It's been a really long day. But yeah. Can I get a few predictions from people as well? What are people's predictions for Saturday's game? I'm intrigued to see what people think because I've seen some people saying that the case that we shouldn't expect to win it. I can understand that quite well, but hypothetically, what do you think? What do you think the score's going to be? I want to know. Okay. So, James Cartnell, you're a Blues fan, so why the hell are you on this channel? I'd love to know because you seem very obsessed and love commenting on our videos. So, I love that you're giving us more views because it means we can do great more content because you're giving us a little bit more view-wise. Really appreciate your subscribe. So, keep doing that because you're funding a Villa channel even more. We love that. But you said 1-1. I think we'll win that. I think Villa will win that. But yeah, as for Alex, I mean, James Carton leaving. Stop being so obsessed, but keep watching our videos because we love the fact that you're giving us more views. And I don't think you will beat Burton tomorrow because it's a local derby and Burton are really good at the moment, I think. So they'll win that as well. Question wise, let's have a look what's left. People are having a debate over whether Billy Wokes is Chris Wokes' cousin in the comments. Um, I'm assuming it's Chris Wokes' cousin. That's quite cool if he is. Would love to get Chris Wokes on a discussion show actually, as he is a massive Villa fan. So Billy Wokes, if you can get your cousin to come on the show at some point, put us in a good word, and we'll see what he can do for us. See if you can get something sorted. You never know. Be good to have him on here. Big fan of his. So, one more question from Twitter. Jacob Fern on Twitter. I think the most influential player this season, Jacob. Your question was obviously who's the most influential player this season and why. I think it will be Jonathan Codger, as I said before. I think he's going to be really good for us this season. Scores all the goals we need to get to obviously get promotion. I think we can still do it this season. I think people probably think I'm mad by saying that, but I do think that we will potentially push up top six this season. Hopefully, make a real good effort for it. Somebody said as well, money to touch. Where do you think we're going to end up? And I think we'll end up sixth. I think playoffs, I think, are still in reach. And I know Dan Bardell agrees with me when he says about sixth. I think it's a realistic position for us. I think we'll make it though, just about. Charlie Fernall said. Are you Charlie Funnel even? So you're not related to Jacob Fernall. How do I get on fan cams after the Villa matches? This is a really important question because some fans don't have a clue where we are. If you come out at the Holt end, out the gates, on the right-hand side to Trinity Road, we're literally just past where the Trinity Road stand is from underneath where the tunnel bit is. We're underneath the tunnel if it's raining, so if it's raining, find us under the tunnel. If it's not raining, find us opposite the Holt pub, and you can come and speak to some fan cams. We'd love to get you down there because more and more new people are coming down, so it'd be great to see some more new faces again, so come down. Yeah, there's a big light as well. I don't know if there'll be a big light this week because it is a it'll be dark, potentially be dark by 5:30, so we might have the light back. Hopefully, because I like the light. I appreciate the light. So, people are talking about. There's more Blues fans that have joined the chat. They're so obsessed, aren't they? It's ridiculous. Absolute idiots, aren't they? All of them. Yeah, I think we've basically covered all bases here. I want to say that I think the performance against Reading was superb. And I do think that's the sort of performance we needed to be buoyant and move on to the next game. I think winning the game like that is the sort of thing that can push you forwards into the new season, into the rest of the season. I think that's something we needed. We needed that win huge. And it's time now to kick on. And I think we will kick on. And I think we'll win on Saturday and we'll go from there. We'll beat Blows away. We'll absolutely batter them. And then we'll go from there and the season will go all well and good and swimmingly. That's all for today. I do apologise about the potato connection or whatever else you call it because it has been absolutely atrocious signal-wise. I'll try and improve it somehow next time. Don't know how, but you never know. Might be able to sort something out. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, if you did enjoy this video, make sure you drop us a like below, commenting what you thought about this video, what you thought about the result that's going to come in, what you thought about the result the other night, and then, of course, what your prediction is for Fulham game. Back with fan cams at the Fulham game, so tune in then, subscribe to the video, post notifications.